Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Old Ridge Farm, where the seed trailer is filled up with 8,500 litres of seeds, and we are about to grab from this very messy farmyard. We're about to grab the cultivator, and I think we'll start on field 9 because I want to find out if the green manure actually blooming worked. It should have, I just don't know if it has. I think there's a specific point where you're actually supposed to cultivate it under, so I might have screwed up already. And it might not have fertilized, which is I think happened before. So I've probably actually recreated an old mistake to screw myself over rather beautifully. So just cut across there. Okay, so going to field 9. You can tell I'm getting slightly better at driving. Okay, so that does not look fertilized to me. I'll check it against field. I don't think field 18 is fertilized. It is not. So I'll be able to check it against field 18 for color, which is kind of nice because I am absolutely terrible at judging kind of semi-blindly whether something's fertilized or not in this game, unless it's using the default textures, which this map most certainly is not, and I can't be bothered to edit the textures because the textures on this map are just too nice. So that is ploughed ground. Wonderful. I have no reference. Actually I do, because I'll be able to check against the fields of crops. The fields that had crops anyway. So field 8 this time is... oh, I don't know what's going to what. I'm going to check in a moment. Not that it matters right this minute, because I'm still only cultivating. Shadow, not fertilization. I'm still only cultivating, so it doesn't matter all that much right now. But I will need to figure out what fields get what before I start seeding, so I don't get too confused over what on earth is happening. Now the joy of the new seeder is it is essentially single pass, so I only really have to cultivate this field and whatever fields gets soybeans. Which is actually quite nice. I think this field here, field 9, is getting wheat this time. I think wheat is the start of the rotation, and alfalfa is the end. So I'll be doing wheat on field 9. I know fields A and 11 are getting barley, which means field B is getting canola, and field 1, oh my god, field 1 is getting soybeans, so we're never going to run out of seeds, ever. I may end up having to sell soybeans. Ooh, one thing I can check right this minute, because I've just realised I can, is how quickly I can clear my throat with a cough. No, is whether or not I can use placeable heaps over here. Can I pop it into this shed? Can't be placed here. How close to the shed can I place it? There? Oh my my god. There. To that place. I'm gonna place a second one there just to be on the safe side. So disconnect that. Run over very quickly to the farm once again. And oh no! Oh, I can see the lines. Okay, so I'm gonna have to run over this field. Oh dear. It would appear that the Tramlines mod is starting to backfire on me. I was wondering why I could see very light lines in the field. Turns out that I have to actually use a cultivator, and destroying the crops will remove any effects of the Tramlines mod. So I currently have Tramlines in the field of, well, unfertilized ground. A bit of a downside to that mod. I'm now 90% sure that those mods should never work together, and I'm a bit of an idiot for trying. So there should be a placeable heap over shop. Oh, I'm not putting it there, that's just gonna get in the way. That's gonna get in the way. Over there's gonna get in the way. In there's completely inaccessible. Well, I'm gonna put the seeds down over there apparently. So let's get over to where the new placeable heap is, the one that actually got bought. Because apparently it doesn't go into sheds, despite there being a screenshot on the download page of it being in a shed. Well played, map maker. Or mod maker, I suppose. Okay, can I tip into... Oh, good. Is not accepted here. Okay. Okay. So I've no method whatsoever of storing the seeds. Short of creating them as and when I need them. I don't think there's enough seeds here for me to be able to seed everything. Okay. Problems. So many problems. Okay, so let's get back over to field 9 where I'm unintentionally cultivating tramlines into the field. No, I'm going to keep up with the... It's not putting a second set down when I drive over it like this, is it? No. Good. So I am going to keep up with the crop rotation... Oh, nuts. The crop rotation as is. I'm just going to run over this with a fertilizer spreader. Or manure spreader. A fertilizer of some description. When it comes time to start seeding, because I really kind of need everything to be fully fertilized, and that's an issue I hadn't expected, to be honest. I hadn't expected the Tramlines mod to have that kind of effect. So this is a big patch that's not fertilized. You can kind of see it on the ground, it's kind of hard to tell, but where the tramlines are, or were, there are still tramlines on the field because the crop got destroyed and didn't technically get plowed under. In reality, those areas would actually be more fertilized because the crop was punched into the ground before it got cultivated up, so it would actually be slightly more fertilized by basically because the fertilization material would be more densely packed in those areas. So that's problems. That's, oh my god, that's so many problems. She's like, hey, let's do this. I can't see any problems coming up. Oh, here's a million of them. Well done, me. Oh dear. So let's continue making problems for ourselves by cultivating around here and missing a huge chunk. You know, now I regret coming in here to test the Tramlines mod. I did actually test it. I didn't test it before I started playing with it, actually. Started playing with it on Bandicoot because I was doing a bit of off-screen work there. Never bothered to test whether it would do exactly this. Well, guess who's been made a fool of? As normal, as usual, I suppose. So, yeah. What I'm going to do is, before I start seeding, because once I've seeded, this is how the mod works, by the way. Once I've seeded, if I drive onto the field at all, for any reason, even if it is to fertilize, that crop is dead. So, once I've seeded, this is why I was saying I need to change how I seed. Once I've seeded, the crop is down, and if I drive on it at all, I will put tramlines into the crop. So I need to, as much as possible, avoid driving on the crops at any given time, especially apparently this. Apparently the alfalfa is particularly sensitive because it refuses to even fertilize if I've driven on it. Wonderful. That's a bit, genuinely that's a bit annoying. Because I'm kind of relying on green manure for some fertilization layers, and having to essentially go over the field again nullifies green manure. I'm tempted to not grow alfalfa because there is no other use for alfalfa on the map. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop growing alfalfa and just make whatever field is supposed to be alfalfa into wheat as well, so there can always be 2 fields of wheat. But in fact, they're all just going to gather up into wheat, aren't they? If I do that. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is whatever field is supposed to be alfalfa is just going to get laid fallow. So field 8 over there is supposed to be alfalfa next time around. I'm going to cultivate it and do nothing to it. Soybeans are going to stay because they actually have a use in creating the seeds, which do work. I have tested that. In fact, that's how I planted this. Is it how I planted the soybeans? I've done the I've tested the seed master and it does produce usable seeds. So that's not really an issue. So that's actually really annoying. So yeah, totally not annoyed by that. So let's unfold and lower and drive around the field like loonies. So, gonna try and cheer myself up now because that has made me ever so slightly angry. Yeah, today is Monday, 16th of March. Tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day, or as I've been calling it today, Guinness Day. Alcohol Appreciation Day is also a good name for it in Ireland because, my God, it is. I won't be drinking because I don't generally drink. I might have a glass of whiskey or a pint of Guinness at some point, but the odds are I won't. Wednesday, March 18th, is Hangover Awareness Day in Ireland, because 70 to 80% of the entire country is going to be hungover as hell. I know I was at least one March 18th. That was a good night out though. It was a really good night out. A good night out usually involves something completely pointlessly random happening. And I think it was my first year in college or university. We went on a night out for St. Patrick's Day. We found this lovely little pub and we went there for the night. It was across the city in Sunderland, but really worth going there because the barman was amazing. And on our way home there was this really ridiculously angry drunk man, just insanely angry, and we gave him a balloon. And really angry drunk man turned into a 6-year-old child who just got a balloon and was really insanely happy about it. It was beautiful and adorable all at the same time. And trust me, you never want to see me or hear me calling anything adorable, because I have the squeakiest voice in the world when I do that. My friends on Skype with can testify, because I keep going on Imgur and finding pictures of cute cats and going, oh, it's adorable, really loud. Yeah, that's yeah. But adorable animals are adorable. I just love them. I can't get enough of pictures of cute animals. Or just funny animals, actually. Funny animals also work. They do cheer me up to no end. Such as my cat, well, our cat, who is insanely old. I've been told the cats normally only live to like 10 or 12 years old. Don't know how true that is, but I know our cat is like 15 to 17 years old, which is a bit beyond what I know cats are supposed to age to. Well, I've been led to believe anyway. And he's no spring chicken. I mean, he is old and a bit worse for wear. But whatever we've been doing it right, because we feed him probably more than cats should be fed. 3 sachets of cat food a day. 4 on a cold day, because let's face it, he's gonna need, cats need more food when it's cold so that they can stay warm. And we give him some milk on cold days as well. Okay, very rarely warmed milk. Just to give the instant warming sensation to him. And we let him sleep in the shed. We have actually bought a cat bed for him. He's kind of a wild cat in a way. We've tamed him down over the years, because he's been hanging out for years. And we've tamed him down. He lets us pet him and scratch his head and scratch up at the base of his tail on his back, and he loves getting his chin scratched for whatever reason. But yeah, if he sees any of us and he's on the window in the kitchen, which is his usual perch, he will just start trying to claw his way through the window, which is adorable and comical all at the same time. And if we open the back door and he's kind of very hungry or looking for attention desperately, he will just run at you and get into the house, because he prefers being scratched in the kitchen for some reason. Something I've never been able to figure out about him. I would talk about the game, by the way, don't worry, I would talk about the game, but really all I'm doing is cultivating. And I don't want to be doing all the cultivation off screen, then coming back and saying, hey look, it's done, because I want to get this video out this week. No, I want to get this video all recorded in one go. It's easier for me. I think it's a bit easier, but I'm sure you guys prefer if I did massively edited videos where I just go, hey look, I'm gonna start this too, done. But yeah, the seeding I'm gonna do a bit more on screen. this time round. I am going to do most of the cultivation off screen, don't worry. I'm just starting off on screen because I ran out of things to do. Once the cultivation's done, I'll start doing slurry. Once the slurry runs out, I'm going to have to do solid manure, which I'm kind of in half a mind getting a bigger manure spreader for. I'll figure that out when the time comes. But manure is going to be next up for fertilizing, then solid manure. Well, slurry is next up for fertilizing, first up. It's always going to be first in line because it's just plain easier to work with. Solid manure will come next because I can get conveyor belt to haul the solid manure into the manure spreader, so that kind of makes it a bit easier on me as well. And then last of all, the calc lime, because, well, it costs money and I don't want to be spending money. Gonna be the world's cheapest farmer. And hopefully I'm going to run 100% profits. In fact, if I'm spending nothing, I can't run 100%. Here's the funny thing, if you don't spend anything on your product, if you've got a product with zero investment in it, you cannot run a profit. It is mathematically impossible to run a profit of any description. In theory, it's 100% profit because you put nothing in and got everything out, but mathematically it's actually infinite profit because you're dividing by zero. And if you put it into any programming, it would be a null ref, because you'd be referencing zero as a divisor. And in English that means you divide by zero, the universe implodes, and everyone dies. Because you're a horrible person and you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Taking a wrong turn here. So I'm going to do the fertilization, well, the cultivation off screen, start some of the fertilization. And really it depends on how much I get done off screen. What I'll be doing in the next episode. It'll either be seeding or just finishing fertilizing. I'll definitely finish the cultivation. Or the cultivating. That's going to be a lot of soybeans. Oh my god. So until then, I've been Rainbow Dave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 15 on Old Ridge Farm. Please comment, like, and subscribe and all that stuff that YouTubers want you to do because it's very helpful and it's amazing and it makes me feel wanted. I'll see you next time when we'll be doing literally something farming related, to be specific. And until then, until I see you again, on Old Ridge anyway, because I'll be seeing you again tomorrow, which for me was yesterday. In recording time, it's actually a few days from now, in real time. So until I see you again, stay safe and goodbye.